Women usually cheat for two reasons, because there's a lack of emotional availability from their partner, or the obvious other reason. So which one of those do you fall into? I think the audience would probably guess both, but that's just my guess.
Unfortunately, not a lot of thinking going on here.
So I had a really bad first date like 3 weeks ago. So bad that I was like, I'm not dating strangers ever again. First of all, he did too much. Like, we did drinks, concert, drinks. This concert that he found is a band that neither of us had ever seen before. And that's just a lot of commitment for somebody that you don't know. As soon as I met him, I was like, oh, shoot. Because sometimes it's just a vibe thing. And I stuck around with it, and he was just more and more irritating throughout the night. And like, as you get older, you can just sense when somebody's insecure and they're kind of projecting it onto you. He was somebody that I'm sure I would have like really enjoyed in my 20s, you know? So I'm not dating strangers anymore, even though that's how everybody meets. So tonight, I'm out with a family friend that I have known for years, like 8 years, and he's kind of always pursued me, and I've always just looked at him as a friend, and I never really gave it an opportunity. And he asked me out again, and I was like, you know what? I was just asking the universe if I could date somebody who wasn't a stranger. Maybe it's a sign. So we're going to this cute place tonight. I'm not even getting ready for that right now. I'm getting ready for brunch that I already agreed to. I'm so tired. It's a lot to do in one day, but we're here and I've overbooked myself per usual. So I'll check back in later before the date.
You know, I heard somebody once say, your husband is probably somebody that you've passed up already.
The reason I don't want a boyfriend is because if I'm having a bad day and I look like and someone sees me outside having a bad day looking like just one day, I don't want them to go, oh, that dumb is letting that man suck the life out of her. Because I know that's what's going to happen. I see it happen every day. They're going to be like, oh my God, he's eating away at her soul. No, actually, I'm fighting a cold. Okay? Like, maybe. I'm not saying it's not a possibility. Or maybe it's also winter and I have a virus. Or worse, he really will suck the life out of me again. And I can't deal with that. Not again.
So people always ask me if I want a rich husband, and here is my honest answer. I'm open to two different options, and these two options only. Either A, you would probably need to be close to rich. Rich is also subjective because what's rich to you may not be rich to me. But somebody definitely financially well off and that can afford to provide a nice lifestyle for me. I'm open to having a husband who does not provide 100% for me and is not super rich. However, he would have to be fully supportive. He would have to accept my job and be fully supportive of it. So I'm either going to grow and build a life with someone who isn't rich. He can't be broke, and he has to have like some goals. He has to be motivated and driven. I'm not going to just date like an absolute bum, but I would be open to dating someone who maybe didn't want to provide 100% and wasn't super rich, but he would have to be like my number one supporter, make my life better, a lot of emotional support. Mistakes I've made in the past is dating guys who were neither of the two. Like, he didn't support my job, but yet he didn't provide for me. So like, that's never gonna fly again. So I'm open to marrying someone who is not super rich. I'm not just chasing a rich man, but those are my two options.
I was bartending the other day and this guy walked in and he had already ordered a pitcher of beer with his friend at our neighboring bar. We have like two separate room areas. We came over to play pool and shuffleboard with a group of his friends, which is where I was at. So he comes and he sits at my bar to come and finish his beer, and we're talking, and I can kind of see where the conversation is going. This man is asking me what I like to do for fun, if I like to golf. He says he's golfing the next day. He asked me if I want to join and play a game of golf with him at some point, and I'm trying to like be very kind and considerate, but without just being an outward and being like, no, dude. Kind of thought maybe he'd get the hint. He didn't. He was a very nice guy. I am not bashing on him. Where this story is going is, at the end, I explained, I'm like, no, you know, I'm married. Like, I'm not interested. So he sits at the bar for a while longer, finishes his pitcher, and when he gets up to leave, he says the classic. He says, your husband's a very lucky man. Now, why do men say this? aside from you thinking that potentially that I'm a little bit attractive, you don't know a thing about me. I am a psychopath. You know what I made my husband do last night? He came home after working his full day of being an electrician to help rip the tape off of the extensions I had pulled out of my hair to put the tape back on, and then he sat and installed them for me. This was a total of like a 3-hour process. This poor man is subjected to all kinds of things. He doesn't know the next time I'm going to go to Target and spend $500. I might not have spent any money for the past week, but then he's going to walk in our house and our bank account is suddenly going to be $500 less, and we're going to just have a whole crap load of stupid stuff that we didn't need. I get angry over very little things. I don't know how to cook very well. Like, is he really lucky to have me, or am I lucky to have him?
How come you just couldn't say thank you?
My girl, before we broke up, she said to me, like, do you even know me? She's like, why do you love me? Anytime I said why I loved her, it had something to do with how she made me feel. It was like, I love you because you make me feel happy. I love you because you support me. I love you because... And she realized, like, every reason you gave for loving me, the first word was I. Do you realize that? Like, you don't even know me.
She just wanted to break up with you, bro. This is not a bad answer. Modern women find every excuse in the book not to be with somebody that they don't want to be with. It's not your fault.
Can we please find an alternative to Hinge, because I'm just so over it at this point. I'm just so confused. Like, who had the audacity to ask a woman to pay $15 a week for a man? Like, why would I do that? When would I ever do that? You think I'm going to pay $15 just to talk to a man? No. And so, because I'm not doing that, it is the most overwhelming app. Like, I literally got it last week and I'm already ready to delete it. That's why I've deleted it in the past, because it's so frustrating. Like, why? No, like, seriously, what are we doing? Also, let's talk about Rose Jail. Don't even show me these men, because you know I'm clearly not paying for it. I'm not handing out roses. If I wanted to hand out roses, I'd go on The Bachelorette. No. You think I have the time to sift through 400 men? Like, I need it really to be narrowed down. And yes, I get you can pay for that, but that is the dumbest. Like, I don't care enough to pay for that. And maybe that's my issue. I don't know, but I cannot be alone. Like, it's just insane. So I need tips. Like, what are we doing? Also, maybe it's just me, and I don't know. I could be the minority here, but if someone's sending me a rose, like, I don't like it. It kind of gives desperate. Is that bad to say? Like, I just feel like,
Now imagine how much more expensive it is for a man who has to pay for that and dinner.
Don't get me wrong, I love being Mexican, I love being Latina, I love my culture. But one of the biggest things I hate about my culture is that we are expected to love, admire, respect all of our family members. We are expected to be polite. We are expected to be respectful to everyone, especially our elders, or tios, or tias, or grandparents, primos, whatever. We're expected to forgive, forget, move on for the sake of family. And that is something I will not be continuing when I have my own family. I will be excluding family members from my wedding. I will be excluding family members for my kids' future birthday parties or special events in life. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not gonna put up with disrespectful ass people who bring nothing but negative energy into my life just because they're family. And the thing that gets me, I'm supposed to respect and admire them for what exactly? For what? And don't get me wrong, I know that people make mistakes, but there are certain mistakes that are unforgivable. And there are certain things that don't deserve second chances. And remember, you don't owe them anything. You don't owe them absolutely nothing. You don't have to include them. Don't feel bad if you don't want to invite them to the wedding. Don't feel bad if you don't want to invite them for Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. Don't feel bad. Be the one that cuts this toxic cycle. Be the one to create change.
There was a dude that said something like, this app was made for people who feel like they're so important. And I couldn't agree more after hearing the stuff that she's talking about.
Our culture has marriage so messed up. We feel like You shouldn't get married until your body is used up. You done have slept with Tom, Dick, and Harry. You done slept with Pam, Cindy, and Sarah. We feel like you shouldn't get married until your mind is messed up. You done been through the rope with everybody. You done got cheated on 10 times. Now you don't trust the other gender. And then you don't really get married until you're accomplished in whatever you're doing. So you're side-eyeing this person coming in your life and like, are you here for my money or are you here for me? Gone are the days when you build your life with someone. It's now like you need to be put together in a perfect package before you're with someone. So waiting until you're in your late 30s, waiting until your 40s, 50s. Hey, if that happens, then that happens. But intentionally implanting in the minds of young people saying, hold off, live your life, give your body completely away to everybody that you meet, then get married, is putting the wrong idea in their minds. We need to build together. We need to come up together. We need to have our sexual experiences together. Why do you need to get turned out by 50 men before you marry your husband? And why do you need to bust it down on 50 women before you marry your wife? I think we got everything so twisted.
So one of my best guy friends just got out of a long-term relationship. He's 32, doesn't really go out anymore, doesn't drink, doesn't do anything. He's, a responsible adult at this point in his life, has a job, has a house, blah, blah, blah. He's on the apps, and I hate the apps. I'm like, get off the apps, why are you on the apps? Then he's like, well, how do you meet people if you're not on the apps and if you don't do anything? And I'm like, it's a fair question, sir. I don't know. Like, I don't know, the gym. And he's like, well, do you want guys talking to you at the gym? It's like, no, you don't. My thought is potentially the grocery store. That's the only option. Everyone needs groceries.
The truth.
People are like, there's so many fish in the sea. And I'm like, really? Because when's the last time you've gone fishing?
I'm heading out to go run some last minute doctor's appointments and errands before I go back to work tomorrow. This is my outfit for today. I've been raving about these leggings from Amazon for months now, and they haven't ripped in the inseam. You guys know that that's a big thing when you have big thighs that are always rubbing together, but they're so comfortable. This wrap top is also from Amazon. I'm gonna link everything for you guys. And yeah, this is the outfit. I'm gonna throw on some sneakers and yeah.
Just noticing the subtle differences between men and women. Men would be in sweats. This woman probably took an hour to do this, just to run some errands. Crazy.
And I used to like you, I don't like you no more. I glanced at you the other day from a different angle. You ain't looked that good. I don't want my kid with them features. Gone.
Okay, so I think I just got job shamed because I was texting this guy on Instagram. First of all, he texted me first. He DM'd me first and we were talking and blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, like we should hang out when I get back. I'm like working. And I was like, oh, like what do you do for work? And he's like, oh, I'm a celebrity assistant. I was like, oh, cool. Like, that's so cool. And he was just like, yeah, what do you do? And I was like, I work at blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, what's that? And I was like, oh, it's a high-end furniture store. He left me on open. He literally left me on red. Like, is that not good enough for you? I'm sorry that I'm not a celebrity assistant. God forbid. But I was just like, how rude is that to ask me where I work and then ignore me after I tell you?
Women are so stupid.
What's wrong with men? Like, they're just so corny now. Like, I went out having a good time, and as a woman, when you go up to the bar, you know that when a man is staring at you and he comes next to you, what's about to happen. But it's not my job to talk to you first. You're the man. You're supposed to be the go-getter, the chaser. You're supposed to be the initiator. Where are your leadership skills? I'm not doing it for you. So then this guy, right? He wasn't that cute, but looks aren't everything. He says, hi. I'm like, hi, how are you? He's like, great, are you having a good time? I'm like, yeah, like, I'm having fun, like, my friend's over there, but, I came to get a drink. He's like, oh, what are you drinking? I said, I'm drinking a Persephone. It's one of the made cocktails on the list for tonight. He's like, oh, okay. So I'm like, I guess I was supposed to ask a question, but like, you bothered me. You came up to me. In my mind, this is how this interaction should have went. And before I say how this should have went, I don't need a man to pay for anything. I don't need a man to buy me a drink. I'm just saying, this is how this should have went. He should have been like, hi, my name is, and shakes my hand. I shake his hand back. What's up? And I'm like, hi, I'm Divya. Nice to meet you. How's your evening going? How's your night going? It's going good. You know, I'm with my friends, this, and that. He's like, oh, okay, what are you drinking on tonight? Oh, I'm drinking a Persephone. It's one of the main cocktails here at the bar. Like, they have it on their list, and it's really good. Oh, wow, I didn't even see that on there. I just got, tequila soda because I didn't know what to get. And I would have said, no, you have to try something else. Like, you have to open your palate. And we would have gotten to a whole conversation about drinks. And then when it was my turn to go up to the bar, he should have been like, oh, I got it. Don't worry about it. He orders me the Persephone, and he orders him something that I told him he should get, or his tequila soda. And then he should have been like, well, it was really nice getting to know you. Can I get your number? And I'll be like, yeah. I'm like, oh, do you have friends with you? Like, are you out with your friends or are you here by yourself? And he would have been like, oh, I'm with my friends. They're over there. And I would have looked. I'm like, oh, y'all should come over here with me and my friends. You see how easy that is? You see how much game that is that they don't have. They don't have it. Why are you bothering me and asking me for what I'm drinking on if you're not going to follow through? I don't ever ignore any man anywhere. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I don't ignore a man. Even if he's ugly and I'm not interested, I'm not ignoring him. I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, I got a boyfriend. But I'm not gonna ignore a man. I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not one of those women. Just not my thing, because it's pointless. So like, men, I'm encouraging you guys, be more confident in yourself. Like yourself, love yourself, because I can tell when you don't. You can't even follow through on a simple execution about a drink. You see how easy it would be? So easy. And I do get it. Some women make it hard. It's not that hard though. Like, y'all gotta get it together. I don't know. I'm over it. I'm so over it.
Honestly, you said the guy was ugly. You didn't want him talking to you anyway. Why does it matter if he stopped talking to you? That should be great for you. These modern women, it seems like, and I understand this is probably not her entire personality, but they love attention so much. They're just flabbergasted when men just out of nowhere pull it away.
I just caught a glimpse of myself and I always forget how attractive I am until I put on my face and do my hair. I'm freaking gorgeous.
There was a woman in the comments that said, as a woman in her late 50s, enjoy every minute of your beauty. Time is a thief. What?
Showing interest is not lame because people like people that like them. I feel like as girls, we're often told to like have black cat energy and like let him come to us. But at the end of the day, it's not lame to show interest, especially because guys cannot read our mind.
When you ignore a man, he wants you more. When you ignore a man, he wants you more.
And if I somehow miraculously find myself on a boat, I'm shaking my ass. Because do you even know what boat stands for? B, bounce that ass. O, ought to bounce that ass. A, about to bounce that ass. Okay, and T, that ass is about to be bouncing.
Where in the world are all the good men? Why don't they approach me?
No. And here's the problem is that if you are a triple threat, men will try to humble you. Story time. So I was talking to this guy for about 2 months, and I'm gonna be honest, like I'm gonna be real and raw with you guys. I was down bad. I saw a future with him. I was like, yep. Yeah. Mistake. This literal made me feel bad because I wanted him to pick me up. He made me feel bad because I wanted him to open my car door and pull out my chair. Are we being for real? Like, no. In addition, we were talking about this. Like, it came up casually. I was like, yeah, I really like when, like a man buys me flowers. It makes me feel like very valued and appreciated.
which is true. I'm not like, you know, like, what the he picks me up and he goes, look, I have your roses in the back. I look in the back seat. There's nothing. There's nothing. He tried to play oh my God. He was like playing a joke. And I was like, what are we doing? Like, genuinely, what are we doing? Just beware, guys. If you have standards, do not settle, because like, I was like, am I crazy for having these standards? Am I crazy? No, you're not crazy, babe. You were down bad. And that's the thing. Do not become down bad. Unless like he reaches those standards. But it's okay. We lived and we learned, you know. Just be careful, please. Because I almost, like, I hate to admit this, but like, I almost lowered my standards for, like, yeah, he was also, so, just, please beware.
I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty funny. This is pretty funny. Triple threat. I'm guessing that doesn't include being smart or having any type of intuition. Wow.
Mom, like my earrings?
I do.
And why do you have double chin, this and this?
It is 6:49 in the morning, and I just went to go to Wawa to get my morning Diet Coke. Don't judge me. Anyway, I was walking to the door, and a man was walking to the door also. And this man stopped there and made me open the door. And I was kind of like, holy shit, like, what the like, you're a man. The man should open the door for a woman. And I couldn't believe that he just stood there and like wanted me to open the door like I was the man. I don't know, it's 6:50 p.m. and I'm just like, that's insane. Like, this is the generation of men that are out there. Like, they don't even know how to open a door for a woman. I don't know, oh my God, I just had to make this video because it bothered the hell out of me. What if I didn't open the door? We're just gonna stand there and have like neither one of us are gonna open the door? Crazy. Just crazy.
But you are going to open the door because you're a strong and independent woman and you're going to take charge. Drizzle, drizzle, babe.
Guys, I just pulled into the parking lot for a first date and I can't stop farting. What do I do?
If I were to send him a text message right now, it would be, hey, miss you. That's it. And he would straight up ignore me and I would be so devastated. And that's exactly why I'm not gonna do that. But I'm telling all of you that that's what I would tell him. And I'm not gonna do it. Because imagine me being like, hey, I miss you. And then him being like, and this is also a sign that you should not text. He's gonna look at his phone and be like, oh, not her. Don't do it.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm single. But then other times I'm like, oh, I'm single. But then other times I'm like, oh, I'm single. I don't know.
Okay, I'm curious. So I got asked on a date last Monday, and he was like, do you want to go get sushi on Monday? And as in yesterday. And I said, sure, that sounds good. And I didn't hear from him. And then yesterday at 3 o'clock, he texted me. He's like, hey, are we still on for tonight? And that was nice. I was like, honestly, I didn't hear from you. So I booked a workout class. And he said, what do you mean? I have a reservation at this spot at 7:45. And I mean, I appreciate the reservation, but it's nice if you tell the person that's going about the reservation more than, in my opinion, more than 4 hours in advance. But if he had told you the day, just never followed up with a time, would you have gone? I didn't. I just really wanted to go to my workout class. Plus, who wants to cancel that? But also, this could very well be the reason why I'm still single. So, let me know.
And I think this is where y'all get in trouble talking about, I don't want to say anything to nobody until the date. And now that man ain't talking to you for a whole week and you're confused. This is all for the stuff that a lot of modern women say.
So tell me why this boy went through my phone on the first date and deleted messages from other dudes on the very first date. So girl, I met him on Instagram. He watched my story for a couple of days and he slid in my DMs, sent his number, and I should have known he was a red flag because he's a public figure. So we FaceTime, we really hit it off. There was chemistry there. He was like, I want to take you on a date. We went to dinner, and then after that we went to the club. I ain't gonna lie, dinner was a vibe, but I'm also the type of person, like, I can literally bring the personality out of a rock. Then we got to the club, it's lit, we turning up, he with his homeboys, I'm looking good, like the vibes are there, the Don Julio, I'm feeling like the bottles just keep coming, like, ooh. So then it's time for us to go home, and I like to play Hermes games with this group. He's like, are you going home with me? And I'm like, no, you're taking me home or whatever, which I should have just got back in the Uber, but we was going the same way. And I was like, he might as well, you know, take me home, drop me off. So on our way home, he asked to see my phone because he said that his phone died and he didn't know the directions to my house. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm a little tipsy, I'm a little lit, and I give this boy my phone. So then I'm like, okay, we hug goodbye. Like, I had a great time with you. And he texted me when he got home to let me know he made it safe. So I'm not thinking nothing of it, right? The next day, I go to my DM because I knew that certain people had messaged me. And I got a photographic memory. So I know exactly, like, I could close my eyes and tell you where a shoe was 2 weeks ago, where I put it. Like, I have photographic memory. I go to my DMs and I notice a couple of DMs are missing. And I'm like, am I tripping? And then I'm like, I go to my messages and I notice, like, because I don't save people number. I just remember the number. I don't save people number. So I'm looking through and I notice a couple of my messages are deleted too. And that's when it dawned on me that this actually went through my phone. So I blocked him from his real page. I blocked his Finsta and I never talked to him again because I think that is absolutely insane to go through somebody's phone on the very first date. Like, that's crazy.
I mean, at some point in time, y'all are going to learn that men don't like wasting their time, energy, nor do they like wasting their money.
Most people don't realize that when it comes to dating, men are just as equally likely to be with women who are, and that can be verbally or physically. We usually like to think of the stereotype as like a man being the, which there definitely are men out there who are, but a lot of men don't even realize that they're in a relationship until they're far in it.
No, I think a lot of men know. It's just that when they say something about what's happening, then it's, oh man, you're a big boy. Oh, be a man. She didn't really hurt you, did she? You're the biggest person in this relationship. Just don't complain about it. It didn't hurt you that much.
I saw this Facebook post and it was like, what is the leading cause for divorce nowadays? As if y'all don't already know. It's that rectangle in your hand. Well, my husband cheated on me, that's why we got a divorce. How do you think he called that? How do you think that he called her? Bro wasn't tying a love note to a pigeon foot and sending it through airmail. My husband has a corn addiction. That's why we got divorced. My husband wouldn't stop following all these half-naked women on social media. Flush the phone down the toilet. We never spent enough time together. I can never get their attention. Feed your phones through a wood chipper. We had financial problems and we just couldn't agree on how to figure that out. Give me your phone. Let me see all of the subscriptions that you're paying for. Stop hopping on Facebook Marketplace at midnight when you're drunk and buying shit you don't need. That couch is gross, you don't need it. Like, technology has royally fussed right in the... I love my phone just as much as the next guy. All I'm saying is that technology has really provided us with a lot of issues that we don't necessarily need entering our relationships. Obviously, there are tons of other reasons for divorce. I'm just saying this is a big problem. This is one of the big reasons. This little box that allows you to be sneaky and get away with a lot of shit that isn't okay in a relationship. Now, of course, you marry a good person, that's not going to be an issue. Anyway, that's my opinion. What is your opinion? Like, what do you think is the leading cause nowadays for divorce?
Just me, a pink, doing blue people things, because nobody wants to step up.
Well, I saw some video of some guy interviewing 2 black girls on the street. He asked them, he like, would you rather $10 million for yourself or $100 million that we give it to you, whatever? The first girl gonna say $10 million for me. And then the second girl was like, I give $100 million to my boyfriend. So then her friend like, what? What? Why would you give 100 mil to your boyfriend? He could probably take that money and never spend it on you, da-da-da. She over there talking about something, no, that's my boyfriend, da-da-da. The friend over there trying to convince her to take the 10 mil for herself, explaining to her that her boyfriend not gonna give her the money. Then the friend gonna switch her answer to the 10 mil. I hate like that because you know how locked in you and your is. And you know that's why you picked 100 mil for him, because you know you and him is locked in. But you let a salty dumb ass who probably never had an or father or uncle or brother, a man in her life, try to convince you that taking 10 mil for yourself was better than 100 mil for your man who you probably been with for more than 5 years. Alright.
I like literally cannot express in words how badly I want a relationship. And I'm so embarrassed to say that out loud. I literally made a whole spam account because I'm so ashamed of wanting it so badly. And if I talk about it on my main account that everyone in my life knows, then they all know that I'm a fraud. And I just feel like as a woman that's like pretty attractive, I'm okay, you know? Like people just assume that like, oh, it must be so easy. No, it's terrible. It's literally terrible. And I'm not saying that I'm like the prettiest person in the world, you know, but like I have good morals. Like every time I meet a man, like, oh, you're so refreshing to talk to, because I can hold a conversation, because I talk about normal things, because I can't put on a persona. I can't fake it. I can't be this Jared 7 type person. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm so unfortunately genuine. I'm not like super open right away, obviously. Like I know how to date, but at the same time I'm just like I don't know what it is. Like I really don't know where it's happening for everyone except me, and I know it'll come when you expect it. Okay, I've been not expecting it, and then it's like, oh, you have to put yourself out there, so I put myself out there, and it's nothing. It's like I genuinely think that I'm gonna die alone. Like I really mean that. Like I'm so tired, and it's exhausting, and I really try not to let it affect me on a deep level, but it does. And every time I'm outside, that's all I think about. Every time I take up, it's all I think about. I genuinely get so frustrated thinking about it.
You've been celibate for 1.5 years. How long have you been single?
I don't claim anybody as my ex, so my whole life.
What do you mean you don't claim anybody as your ex?
It never happened. I never talked to anybody.
I'm gonna use that one, girl.
So, what was your longest relationship?
I never had one.
Yeah, I mean, that's cute and all, but what was your longest relationship?
I never had one.
You're perhaps, I don't know if the words delusional is appropriate, or you're just choosing to not remember it, but that in which you're choosing to not remember, you did in fact objectively have a relationship.
Can you define relationship?
Whatever your sense, did you call them boyfriend?
No.
Did you say I love you to them?
No.
Then I'll ask a different question. What is the longest consecutive period of time that you dated somebody?
Probably like 8 months.
And is this the individual in which you choose to not remember?
Yes.
Okay. How long ago was that?
I don't recall.
It's quite funny, actually. I might start doing this. Let's delete my memory of any trauma.
Okay. Thank you for that.
The moment that women start becoming concerned about a man is when he stops fighting for her, he stops putting energy into her, possibly he stops thinking about her, but most importantly, he stops fighting for her. Now, why is this concerning a woman? Because she is so used to you acting a certain way, and when she realizes that she doesn't have your attention anymore, that's what's telling her that something else has your attention, and she's going to freak out, because the last thing that she wants to have your attention is another woman. But guess what? She doesn't know if it's another woman, and that's what causes her to spiral. The reason why I tell men to have mystery after going through a breakup is not only because you have self-respect, independence, and confidence, but also because when you have mystery, that means that people who don't have access to you anymore don't get to know about what's going on in your life. And also, when people don't know about what's going on in your life, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna come back, because humans are so curious that they literally need to know. Like, they can't live without knowing. So they're gonna end up reaching out. For one-on-one coaching, it'll be in my bio.
Is that him? Oh no. Wait. We don't know her. We don't know her. Where are you? We don't know her. Sir? We don't know her. We don't know her.
And after women be clowning men like this is why men don't talk to y'all when they see one of y'all's friends in the group that they like. This is why they go straight up to the friend. I don't want to be bothered by any more nonsense. I'm looking for the one that I want. Y'all can go move around and go play.
If you want to know if that man is actually serious about a future with you, this is one thing that I have seen time and time again happen. Forget what he's telling you. Throw everything that he says in one ear, out the other. Okay, it's nothing about what he said. Oh, I love you. I want to marry you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. It doesn't matter. What actually matters is if he's making changes in his own life. When a man's serious about a woman, you will see it. He won't just talk about a future with her. He'll change his life in order to make space for her. Whether that's adjusting his own routine to spend quality time with her or make long-term plans in order to include her into those, he will become his best self, shift his priorities completely because he's thinking about her in mind. Trust me when I say the guy that says he likes you but has made zero changes in his own life to accommodate you or to readjust things so he can spend more time with you is not as invested as you may think. But when he does, that is how you know that he's serious about you. So unless that man is prioritizing you and shifting things around to build a future with you, you might not be the one.
I mean, that sounds good, but modern women in the next breath say, well, I ain't got to change for nobody. He got to take me just as I am.
Dude, like women, all they want is you to take them to dinner, say they're beautiful, listen to what they have to say, and we're all about it. And they
Fuck
just
the
make
shit out
it
of them.
so
Really?
difficult.
You think it's that easy?
I really do. I went on a date with a man. I never met him. We went to a video game bar, played Mario Kart. We had drinks. We vibed.
Where's that guy now then?
Y'all, I swear I think I'm turning into an because I can be talking to a man and everything will be fine. Like everything will be great. He is amazing. No red flags. Like everything is fine. Okay? I'll go ghost. Randomly. Stop talking. Stop responding. Go ghost. Then it could be a random day and I will randomly text them like, just thinking of you. Hope you have a good day. And I know they're like, because I'm like, but I was just bored, or I'm just bored. And then to make matters worse, we can plan dates, like full-blown dates. And the day before, maybe even the day of, I'll go ghost. And I don't know what it is. I don't know when I turned into this person, but maybe I've just been done wrong so many times that like, I'm just like, everyone.
And she's talking this way with a child in the back.
You're saying as a man that a woman who sleeps with somebody on the 4th date gave it up too easily, and because a woman gave it up too easily, a man was like, oh, she gave it up too easily, so she's not going to be a long-term partner for me. You think 4 dates is too easy? You think that's on the woman? Now, here's the thing. If you're a man and you have value for yourself and you have purpose and you actually respect yourself and you respect women, you're not going to try to sleep with somebody if you don't like them and you know you're not going to be in a serious relationship with them. See, if you are an actual man, you have purpose and you don't just go after simple pleasures. Kind of guys that talk like this, where they're like, oh, well, he's just going to add to your body count, don't respect women. They're just projecting their own insecurities, meaning they know they've slept with a million women. Why? Because they'll sleep with anything. The moment that a woman sleeps with him, and he doesn't want anything from her, he'll still sleep with her. But the moment that she sleeps with him and he doesn't want anything with her, all of a sudden it's her fault for sleeping with him. None of this makes sense. It's these types of men who are still in the dating pool who pretend and do everything they possibly can to do the things right that they know that they need to do in order to sleep with a woman. Women aren't easy. You have to play the game to get us, and you know that. We'll do anything to play that game. It's men who are the easy ones. Men are the ones that if you just walked up to them and said, hey, I'm gonna strip down, you can do whatever you want to me, they would. They have zero control with themselves. Not all men. I know there are plenty of men that are out there who would never in their life do something like that because they respect themselves and they respect women as well. But the men who are simply after pleasure will do anything and try and justify it with words, blaming the other person for being easy or having too high of a body count. You're just looking at yourself in the mirror. You're judging yourself. You're saying, dude, what are you doing with your life? You're just sleeping with everyone. The moment that she's going to allow you to sleep with her, you're gonna do it. You have no control, no self-control. You go after pleasure, not purpose. That's not on me. That's on you.
There's a lot of mixed opinions on this, but I guess just listening to somebody like this talk reinforces for me why a lot of these modern women out here will continue to be single forever. They just yap and yap and yap with really no end in sight. Whether they're right about it or wrong about it, it's too much back and forth for any regular average man to sit up here day in and day out and have to listen to this.
Being grown is realizing that in 2025, the prettiest females be very uneducated, very uninformed. A lot of y'all still thinking that being pretty is going to get you far in life. Being pretty don't get you no motion. And I'm going to just tell you that now. Y'all pretty and can't count. Y'all pretty and cannot read. Y'all pretty and cannot spell. No motion, no money, no morals. I know I'm gonna ruffle some feathers when I say this, but y'all screaming face card valid, but we never see your face. We really don't even know what you look like, to be honest. I could probably guess how many months ago you got that BBL, but I don't even know when the last time your eyebrows was arched. Can we normalize having motion for once? Where your bag at? He don't want to talk to you if you ain't got no racks. In 2025, if you take an uneducated 10 around some handsome, fine brothers, she's a 2. I promise you that. She's a 2.
As someone who doesn't have curves, and by curves I mean like chin ass, I've had to get very creative these past couple years. Yeah. Like, no, I don't have butt. I don't have boobs to give you, but I have collarbone. Okay? I can give you collarbone, lower back, and maybe leg. Make it work.
I asked everybody on Facebook already, so I came here to ask TikTok because I know y'all gonna keep it real with me. So boom, I'm dating this man and he got a lot of money, and everybody know he got a lot of money, right? Me and my homegirl was supposed to go on a double date, right? Her man with my man, right? She calls the day of and she's just like, oh girl, like my man canceled. He got some other stuff to do. I was like, oh, okay, cool. We can just reschedule. It is what it is. She talking about some, nah, I can still go out with y'all. And I was like, girl, ain't that weird? Like, it's kind of like third wheeling, whatever. Mind you, she ain't never met my man before. I had already kind of met her man, but it was like a situation where it was like a party, like everybody around, so it's not like weird or whatever. And she was just like, no girl, like for real, like it's cool, like I still want to go because like low-key I'm hungry. I'm like, all right, cool, like let's go out. I asked babe talking about something, oh that's cool, she cool, like let's go, you know, I can't wait to meet her. So boom, we go out, we get to the restaurant and she start acting weird. Like, it's not funny, haha. It's funny weird. Because first of all, why was she really rude to my man? Like, she was just kind of like, hi. Girl, that was the whole point of the date, was us like hanging out, like meeting our significant other. He thinking like, oh, okay, cool, this is somebody who's like important to you in your life. Like, I can't wait to meet them. She ain't never acted like this in front of none of my other boyfriends. Nobody. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? She was like, nothing wrong with me. Like, no. I'm like, girl. Whole time she not even talking to my man, not asking no questions, not doing none of that. I was like, okay, so I guess she don't care. I don't know. It was strange. We got our food, we ate. After that, babe peep, he like, baby, I'm trying to go. I'm like, child, I am too. I swear she ain't never act like that. He like, that's your friend. I'm like, bro, embarrassing. So then the waiter come with the check. And the waiter was just like, oh, like, is it all gonna be separate? She immediately, oh no, he's gonna pay for it. Now here's my thing. My man would have paid, right? But it's the entitlement that I'm like, why you just assume he gonna pay? He paid, but obviously I make it awkward because I'm like, oh, he gonna pay? She was like, yes. I said, who said that? Boyfriend talking about some, it's cool, babe. Like, I got it. I'm going to be a gentleman. I said, of course you're going to be a gentleman. But why you feel entitled? The waiter getting uncomfortable. You know, the little white girl was just like, I'll just be back. And he's like, no, it's cool. Just take it. Just take it. Woo, woo. My friend talking about some, girl, don't make a scene. And I was just like, no, for real, though. Like, I'm being honest. Why would he pay? You've been kind of like rude to him this entire time. She's like, have I been rude? Oh my God, have I been rude? He was like, nah, it's cool, you know, whatever, da-da-da. And she like, girl, I'm so confused. Like, do we need to talk? I said, yeah, we need to talk. Because first of all, you being rude to the boyfriend. You ain't never acted like this. Like, you ain't never just been dismissive of my boyfriend. It's giving kind of weird pick-me vibes. Like, you trying to show him for some reason that you don't like him or don't want to like him. I don't know. And now you trying to make him, you assume you're entitled to his money, right? We know he got it. We know he gonna be a gentleman. We know he gonna pay. But like, why did you just feel like, oh, he gonna pay? When I tell you, like, later on, she didn't say nothing then, but like later on when he was out the picture, we was on the phone and she was just like, girl, I know you new to this. New to like dating men with money, which I'm not, baby. What? It might be a baller, but like, I done dated doctors and lawyers, man. What are you talking about? But she's talking about some, I know you new to this, dating men with like this type of money. I guess this type of money. Mind you, I'm like, girl, when have you ever dated anybody with this type of money? But she over here talking about some men like that always pay. And you gotta like let them know, like, I'm not gonna feed his ego. Girl, you don't know him. Why are you assuming that he got an ego and that's why you was rude? Even if he is here for a good time, not a long time, girl, why would you still be rude? I don't know. Am I wrong? I don't know. Let the baddies or whatever, the girls who be dealing with people who got money, come forward.
Where are the good men at? Why don't men approach? How come I can't find a man that wants to pursue me and court me? Why not? That's strange to me. I'm hot. I'm successful. I'm a boss babe. But they still don't want to be bothered. I wonder why.
I stand by what I said. If you're a man and your money's not right, the last thing in your mind should be dating. You're lacking something. But I will say this. If you're already dating somebody and your money's funny, she's not your honey. Real woman multiply. That's in the Bible.
Somebody in the comments said she's a single mother, by the way.
Why are you a grown-ass man working at Ross? That makes absolutely no sense, okay? Target, Marshalls, like, guys, give it up. Leave these jobs to the kids. Leave these jobs to the teenagers. These are jobs you get in high school, in college. But when...
So I can't work at Target. I can't work at Ross. Anything in retail I can't work in. So a store manager at Walmart has the potential to make over $200,000 a year.
Has the potential to make, but that's not guaranteed.
No. It depends on the market and the store that you're in.
Most definitely.
But from the base, they are making six figures, guaranteed. So you telling me that's not good enough? I work in retail though. Technically speaking, I work in retail.
See, but here's the thing.